Hello, this time we're going to discuss about point-slope form. So our objective here is to write a linear equation in point-slope form. Okay? So far, we know that slope-intercept form has a formula y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope and b as the y-intercept. Okay? So we have here the so-called point-slope form. Why it is called point-slope form? It's because you are given with one point and the slope. The point has a coordinate of x sub 1, and then we have the y sub 1, and m stands for the slope. Okay? So we are going to follow this formula in order to find out the equation of a line given a point and a slope. Okay? So we have here, we're going to write a given equation in point-slope form. Okay? So we have 3 as x sub 1 and 8 as y sub 1, and your slope is equal to 2. So we have to write the given equation in this form, just point-slope form. So what are we going to do? You're just going to substitute. So you have y minus, what is your y sub 1? It is 8, is equal to, m stands for your slope, so you are going to write here, multiplied by the quantity x minus x sub 1 stands for your x coordinate, which is 3. Okay? So y minus 8 is equal to 2 multiplied by the quantity x minus 3 is your equation of the line in point-slope form. Okay? This is now your answer since you are already required to write your answer in point-slope form. Okay, let us have another example. We have here, the slope is negative 1/3 and the point is negative 1, negative 6. Your negative 1 is your x sub 1 and your y sub 1 is negative 6. Using the formula, y minus y sub 1 is equal to m multiplied by the quantity x minus x sub 1. So you're just going to plug in y minus your y sub 1 is your y coordinates. So you are going to put open and close parentheses on 6 to signify that the sign of your 6 is negative, is equal to negative 1/3 as your slope multiplied by the quantity x minus your x sub 1 is negative 1. So you are going to enclose it again. Okay? So we have here, this is not yet your final answer because we have this open and close parenthesis here. The same is true with this one. So let us simplify. Why? If we are going to follow the rules in subtracting integers, change the sign of the subtrahend. So this is your subtrahend, making it positive. Then proceed as in addition. The same is true with this one. Change the sign of the subtrahend, that will become positive, and this will become addition. Okay? Another way is that, what I am doing is that I am just multiplying negative times negative, that will become positive, equals negative 1/3 multiplied by the quantity x, negative times negative, that is positive 1. Okay? So this is now your answer if you are required to give your answer in point-slope form. Okay? That is now the equation of the given line. Now, what if you are required to give your final answer in slope-intercept form? Can you still remember your slope-intercept form? We have y is equal to mx plus b. Okay? So since this is the formula for slope-intercept form, we need to remove or get rid of the parentheses. The same is true, we're going to isolate your y. Okay? So how are we going to do that? Okay, so all we need to do is let us apply distributive property on this one in order to remove the grouping symbol. So you now have y plus 6 equals negative 1/3 times x, that is equal to negative 1/3 x. Then negative 1/3 times 1, that is negative 1/3. Okay? Then after that, we're going to isolate your y. So meaning to say we are going to get the opposite of positive 6, and that is negative 6. We are going to subtract both sides of the equation by 6. So 6 will be written under negative 1/3. Okay? So you now have y positive 6 plus negative 6, that will be 0, is equal to negative 1/3 x. They are both negative, so you're going to add it. So that is negative. How are we going to add it? Add fractions and a whole number. Okay? Let us rewrite the numbers here. Negative 1/3 minus 6. Okay, so we need to get the LCD. Can you still remember subtracting fractions and a whole number? So we need to get the LCD, and the LCD is 3. So 3 divided by 3, that is 1, times 1, that is 1. The sign here is negative. And then 3 divided by, what is the denominator of 6? That is 1. 3 divided by 1, that is 3, times 6, that is negative 18. So you now have negative 1 minus 18, that is negative 19 over 3. Okay? So we have here 19 over 3. Okay? So, can I just write this one? This is now the equation of the given line in slope-intercept form. Okay? If the instruction is to give the equation of the line in point-slope form, you're just going to end up here. That is already the answer. But if you are required to give your answer in slope-intercept form, then this should be the final answer. Okay? Next, we have here. The point is 2 and 5, where the slope is equal to 0. So, we're going to apply the formula. Your x sub 1 is your 2, and your y sub 1 is your 5. So you're just going to plug in y minus your y sub 1 is 5 is equal to your slope is 0 multiplied by x, and your x sub 1 is negative 2. Okay? So you now have y minus 5 is equal to 0. Why? Because 0 times x, that is 0. 0 times negative 2, that is still 0. So, you get rid of negative 5, we need to get the opposite of it. That is positive 5 on both sides. Therefore, the final answer is y equals 5. That is now the equation of the line. Y equals 5. Okay. So, can you still remember what is the line if your slope is 0? Okay, very good. It is a horizontal line. Okay? So that is the graph. That is the line. Okay? The next one we have here. -1, 6, wherein your slope is undefined. Okay, can you still remember what is the line if your slope is undefined? Okay, it is a vertical line. Okay? So, in order to find for the answer here, you just have x equals -1. So, you're just going to write this one. Okay? Whatever will be your x, that is now the equation. X equals -1. The same is true with this one. If your slope is 0, just get the value of your y. So that y equals 5. That is already the equation. Okay? So the graph of the second equation is a vertical line. Can you follow? A vertical line has a variable x only, and a horizontal line has a y variable only. Okay? The next one. What if we have this one? Write this point slope form for the equation of the line through the point -2, 5 with a slope of 3. Okay? So you're going to rewrite it in point slope form. So you're just going to plug in y minus, what is your y sub 1? It is 5. Equals, your m is 3. Multiplied by x, and what is your x sub 1? -2. So you're going to enclose it, -2. Okay? So you now have y minus 5 equals 3. Okay? Since the sign of your 2 is negative, we're going to follow the rules in subtracting integers. Change the sign of the subtrahend, so that will become positive, and this will become addition. Okay? So we now have x plus 2. Okay? So this is now the equation of the line in the form point slope form. Okay? So how about here? What if you're given with 2 points? Given 2 points, write the equation of a line in point slope form. Okay. So you have here the first ordered pair as x sub 1 and the second and your y as your y sub 1. And your second point, the first number is x sub 2 and your second number is your y sub 2. Okay. Why are we going to do that? Okay. Remember, what was the formula of point slope form? Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m multiplied by x minus x sub 1. Okay, try to observe the formula. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m multiplied by the quantity x minus x sub 1. We already have x sub 1 and y sub 1. What is missing? Your m. Okay. Since we do not have the slope and we are given with 2 ordered pairs, we need to find for the slope first. And what is the formula for slope? You have y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Can you follow? So you're just going to plug in. Your y sub 2 is negative 2. Minus your y sub 1 is negative 3. Again, enclose it. All over. Your x sub 2 is 4 minus 2. Okay? So you now have negative 2. Since subtracting integers, change the sign of the subtrahend. This will become positive and this will become addition. So you now have positive 3. Then 4 minus 2, that is 2, is equal to negative 2 plus 3, that is positive 1, all over 2. This is now your slope. Okay? So after that, we are now ready to find for the equation of the line. So we are now going to plug in y minus, what is our y sub 1? Negative 3. So since that is negative, we're going to enclose it. Equals, what is our m? 1/2. Multiplied by the quantity x minus 2. Okay? So you now have y. Again, can you still remember the rules in subtracting integers? Change the sign of the subtrahend. This becomes addition and this becomes, this becomes positive and this becomes addition. So you now have positive 3 is equal to 1/2 multiplied by the quantity x minus 2. Okay? So y plus 3 equals 1/2 multiplied by the quantity x minus 2 is now the equation in point-slope form. Again, as what I have told you, if you are required to give your answer in point-slope form, that is now the final answer. But then, what if you are required to give your answer in slope-intercept form? Still remember, what is the formula? Y is equal to mx plus b. Okay. So, if you are required to give your answer in slope-intercept form, we need to simplify first this one. Meaning, we are going to isolate your y. Your y is on the left side and it has 3 on it. Okay? So, let us try. Y plus 3 equals 1/2. What are we going to do with this one? We're going to apply distributive property. 1/2 times x, that is 1/2 x. Then what is 1 times 2? That is 2. All over, what is the denominator of 2 here? That is 1. So 2 times 1, that is 2. And positive times negative, that is negative. So you now have y plus 3 is equal to 1/2 x minus, what is 2 divided by 2? That is 1. So we need to get the opposite of positive 3, and that is negative 3. So you have to write negative 3 on both sides of the equation. Simplifying, y, positive 3 plus negative 3, that will be 0, is equal to 1/2 x, negative 1 plus negative 3, that is equal to negative 4. This is now the final answer. If the instruction is you are going to give your answer in slope-intercept form. Okay? How about this one? So you have here. Again, do the same thing. Write this as x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, and then y sub 2. What was the instruction? Give your answer in slope-intercept form. Oh my goodness. Can you still remember your slope-intercept form? That is equal to y is equal to mx plus b. Okay? So before that, we need to find first your m. So the formula is m is equal to y sub 2. What is your y sub 2? 5. Minus, what is your y sub 1? 3. Over, your x sub 2 is negative 2. Minus, your x sub 1 is 4. Okay? 5 minus 3, that is 2. And then, negative 2 minus 4, that is negative 6. Okay, this time, your answer is a fraction. Always make sure that it is in its simplest form. So, you need to get the common factor of 2 and 6, and that is 2. So, 2 divided by 2, that is 1. And then, 6 divided by 2, that is 3. Therefore, the slope is negative 1/3. Okay? That is the slope already. Okay. Going back to y minus y sub 1 is equal to m multiplied by the quantity x minus x sub 1. Okay? So we have here y minus, what is your y sub 1? 3 equals, what is your m? Negative 1/3 multiplied by the quantity x minus, what is your x sub 1? 4. Okay? Okay. This is now the equation in point-slope form. Okay? So if you are required to give your answer in point-slope form, this is now the answer. But since the instruction is give the answer in slope-intercept form, so we have to do that first. So y minus 3 equals negative, you're going to apply distributive property, negative 1/3 x. Then negative times negative, that will be positive. 1 times 4, that is 4, all over the denominator of 4 is 1, so 3 times 1, that is 3. But we have here, remember in slope-intercept form, your y is isolated. It is here. So, we need to get the opposite of negative 3, and that is positive 3. So, we have to get the opposite of negative 3. Okay, so you now have y. Then, negative 3 plus 3, that will be 0, is equal to, just copy, negative 1/3 x. Okay, you are adding again a fraction in a whole number. So we're going to separate that. 4 over 3 plus 3. What is the denominator of 3? It is 1. You need to get the LCD, which is 3. So 3 divided by 3, that is 1, times 4, this is 4. And then 3 divided by 1, that is 3, times 3, that is equal to positive 9. Is equal to 4 plus 9, that is 13, all over 3. Okay? So you now have here positive 13 all over 3. So that is now the answer in slope-intercept form. Y is equal to negative 1 over 3x plus 13 over 3.